Okay. I want to make sure this thing is capturing video. Okay. I done this one time, and I hit record here. I want to show you this.
Jesus, Son of the Most High God, what do you want with me? I beg you, don't punish me.
What is your name?
Satan. Lord, we beg you, do not send us into the abyss. Let us enter into the herd of swine.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics.
Joe
Who
shows
make
us
up
two
a
colors.
larger portion of the population than y'all do. This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040,
I hope this is picking up audio.
Yeah, sure.
Roger Stone says there's a demonic portal on top of the White House that he did not open. It magically appeared after Biden became president. Now, he's desperately trying to get to the White House in order to return home. He didn't add that last part. I put that last part in, but here it is.
When you're talking about the supernatural, there are a lot of people that go, oh, I don't know, that sounds weird to me. You were talking about something extraordinary, and I just love you to touch on that subject because
Sure.
it's at least very interesting.
I think that there has that a portal, a demonic portal, opened above the White House around the time that the Bidens moved in. This was brought to my attention by a Christian who lives in North Florida, who sent me a bunch of photographs and a bunch of documents, and also some notations in the Bible about portals. And I was like, okay, sure, okay, appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
Wait
you should
for this
start out by being
Right.
skeptical
I
and
was
saying
extremely
that
skeptical.
sounds insane to me.
Exactly what I did.
But please continue.
So I was skeptical about it, but I looked at the photos, and you can also, there's a live cam where you can actually see in real time, and they're
Right there. Right here. Right there. That's what the man's talking about.
Does appear to be something, above the White House.
Something inexplicable.
Well, at first you say, well, maybe it's a reflection, or maybe it's an aerostat balloon. Maybe there's a logical. So I called the police officer I know.
That's right. When you see demonic portals, it's time to call an officer that you know, a beat cop that patrols the street looking for demonic portals, obviously.
Friend of mine. And I said, look, do me a favor. Would you go down and check this out? He said, are you out of your mind? I said, no, just humor me. Just humor me. Go down there and check it out and tell me call me back and tell me what you see.
Right.
And take photos. And he called me back about 2.5 hours later and he said, you're not going to believe this, but there's definitely something there, and it's there. He said other people were there photographing it. One man called and said, "You can see it day or night. It's like a smudge in the sky, almost like a cloud that doesn't move. But when you zoom in on it with a telephonic lens, it's swirling like a cauldron."
Now wait a minute. So this is like what, 8 months ago?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a cop.
Yes.
Telling you that he doesn't know what the heck it is, but
it's something.
But yeah, there's something there.
Correct. And therefore,
has this persisted?
Yes, it's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Okay, that's nuts. Like, how has the media not covered this?
Well, the media doesn't cover a lot of things that are true.
But damn it, I'm covering it because it's true that Roger Stone said there's a portal, a demonic portal on top of the White House. Now, here's the thing. Republicans always jump to conclusions. Why does it have to be a demonic portal? Why can't it be an entry into Middle Earth or perhaps the fourth, possibly fifth dimension? Or what about the Greys? How do the Greys feel about this conclusion that you all have decided to reach without consultation with anyone? All right. Also, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida.
What is he saying?
Well, his friend ended up dead in extremely mysterious circumstances. Let me go to this story. Let's put up the picture of his friend. All right, so this is going to be an interesting and also baffling story. The super donor to the governor of Florida and a Jacksonville defense contractor, Kent Sturman.
Okay, this is good enough here. Let's go to the next one. Let's see. What is it? Bear. What's that man's name? What does he say? Mag Newsom? I don't know if that's even right. No. Let's just see what else we can find. Hush.
Really exceeded my expectations.
I'm so glad.
I love this program.
I'm just so happy that I chose to do this.
This program.
Free speech and religious freedom under fire again in Canada. This time it's not pastors getting arrested over COVID-19 restrictions, but a 16-year-old high school student. Josh Alexander shared his thoughts about transgender ideology at St. Joseph's Catholic High School in Renfrew, Ontario. Officials suspended him from class for the rest of the school year, and when he showed up to class for the second semester, he was promptly arrested by 2 police officers. Well, here to share what happened is Josh Alexander. Josh, it's good to talk with you. So what happened in class? What did you say that got you in trouble?
Yeah, thank you for having me on. So the whole issue started back in October, I suppose. I had moved to the Catholic board, and female students in the school informed me that male students were using the female washrooms, and they were concerned by this. So I decided to talk about that. I voiced my beliefs, and I expressed concern to the principal. A female student also expressed concern to the principal, and we were both ignored. So at that point, I decided to organize a protest outside to shed some light on what was going on behind closed doors. And they ended up suspending me indefinitely 2 days before the actual protest. They gave me an exclusion order. This exclusion order was completely unlawful and discriminatory, and so I decided to show up to school regardless of the exclusion order. And at that point, they hit me with a trespassing notice and another suspension. I waited all of that out until the end of the semester, lost 4 of my credits, and by the beginning of the next semester, with my lawyer, I informed them that I would return to school and continue to adhere to my religious beliefs. Not long into that time, I was brought to the office. The principal blocked the exit, and 2 police officers ended up entering the building. And when they told me to leave, I explained to them the situation, how I was only in that situation because of my beliefs, and that I exercised my fundamental freedoms, and that I wasn't going to leave on a request. So they ended up arresting me, and they charged me with trespassing.
Were you hateful or disrespectful? What tone did you take when you said what you did?
No, I wasn't disrespectful at all. I voiced my beliefs, my sincere beliefs, and I never directed at a specific trans student that was doing anything. I don't condone their behavior, but I also sympathize with them because they're a victim of our society, and our education system, and the terrible parents that have encouraged and pushed that on their children. I was called a racist, a sexist, a bigot by staff and students were involved in this stuff. And I just continued to voice my beliefs, and I had ended up getting me arrested. There was conditions they wanted me to agree to in order to return to school. As a Christian, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to accept the falsehood. I'm not going to go along with the mainstream narrative that is completely contrary to God's natural order. So I couldn't agree to those conditions, and that's where I'm at this point.
Were you actually taken to the police station and booked, put in jail?
No, they charged me from the cruiser, and then they ended up releasing me to my brother.
Okay, and what was the reaction of your parents having their son arrested?
I doubt they're very happy about that. I mean, they recognized that all I had done was express my beliefs, and they weren't too happy with the response from the Ontario Provincial Police or the school board.
So they were supportive of their son expressing his faith in a Catholic school.
Yes.
Imagine that. The principal declined to do an interview with a reporter from the National Post, saying he couldn't comment about your case because of the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act that prevents him from talking about specific student cases. So what would you like to see happen now, Josh?
Well, we're taking my school to the Human Rights Commission. We also just had a presentation at the school board meeting, and we got to I had a representative from Parents as First Educators. They got to give a presentation and explain where we were coming from a bit, and offered some resolutions. I don't know where that'll go, but hopefully we can find a resolution and move on, and that the safety of our female students would be taken a little more seriously, and our freedom of expression would be defended rather than attacked by our education system.
And the freedom of religion, your belief in a Catholic school. So tell us about the petition you've got going.
Yeah, we've got a petition. You can find it at libertycoalitioncanada.com, and that's probably, we've got some plans that we haven't yet released, but that'll come in handy. So if you want to support what we're doing, just go ahead and sign that petition.
Okay, and finally, Josh, how important is your Christian faith to you? Tell us about your relationship with Christ.
Yeah, it's incredibly important. I probably wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for it. And I recognize that our freedom of religion is under attack. And like I said earlier, God's natural order is under attack. The family unit in general is being attacked from every angle, and they're starting with the youth. You can see it not only in the education system, but even what they're doing with the Drag Queen Storytime hours. I was actually arrested the day after at the school. I was arrested twice in 2 days because I was quoting scripture outside of a Drag Queen Storytime. And the police arrested me for that and charged me again. So I would say my faith plays a fairly large role in it. I'm not going to silence myself. We're told to go into the world and preach the gospel, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. Yeah, we'll see where that goes.
And there are consequences in a fallen world when you do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Josh Alexander, all the best to you. Thank you for sharing your time and thoughts. God bless you.
Hush.
Over the past 6 months, we have been investigating as well as exposing the truth behind all of these food processing plants that have been
Joe Biden claims to support American manufacturing, but in reality, he's pushing the same pro-China globalist agenda that ripped the industrial heart out of our country. It ripped us apart. Biden and the globalists support raising taxes on American production. They support more crippling regulations killing American jobs. They support skyrocketing domestic energy costs. And they support massive anti-American multinational agreements that send our wealth and factories overseas. Very simply, the Biden agenda taxes America to build up China. China is the big beneficiary. We cannot let that happen. And just a couple of years ago, it wasn't happening. China paid to the United States hundreds of billions of dollars, and no other president got 10 cents, legitimately 10 cents from China. My agenda will tax China to build up America. The heart of my vision is a sweeping pro-American overhaul of our tax and trade policy to move from the Biden system that punishes domestic producers and rewards outsourcers to a system that rewards domestic production and taxes foreign companies and those who export American jobs. They will be rewarded and rewarded greatly, and our country will benefit. To achieve this goal, we will phase in a system of universal baseline tariffs on most foreign products. On top of this, higher tariffs will increase incrementally depending on how much individual foreign countries devalue their currency. They devalue their currency to take advantage of the United States, and they subsidize their industries or otherwise engage in trade cheating and abuse. And they do it now like never before, and we had it largely stopped, and it was going to be stopped completely within less than a year. As tariffs on foreign producers go up, taxes on American producers will go down and go down very substantially, and that means a lot of jobs coming in. Not only will this system end our gaping trade deficits, and they are massive right now, and bring back millions of American jobs, it will also bring trillions and trillions of dollars pouring into the United States Treasury
Sounds like he's
from
on
foreign
your
countries
side.
and allow us to invest that money in American workers, American families, and American communities. This plan will be the linchpin of a new strategic national manufacturing initiative that builds on my historic success in ending NAFTA, which was a tremendous thing, a tremendous achievement. Nobody thought it could be done. And we did USMCA, US, Mexico, Canada, and it was an incredible thing. But we're also going to end other unfair trade deals, and we'll end them quickly. In addition, as a matter of both economic and national security, I will implement a bold series of reforms to completely eliminate dependence on China in all critical areas. We will revoke China's most favored nation trade status and adopt a 4-year plan to phase out all Chinese imports of essential goods, everything from electronics to steel to pharmaceuticals. This will include strong protections to ensure China cannot circumvent restrictions by passing goods through conduit countries, countries that don't make a product, but all of a sudden they're selling a lot of product. It comes right through China, right out of China, and right into our country. We will also adopt new rules to stop U.S. companies from pouring investments into China and to stop China from buying up America, allowing all of those investments that clearly serve American interests. We're not going to allow bad things to happen to our country anymore, and we will eliminate federal contracts for any company that outsources to China. Biden will never get the job done. He is weak on China because the corrupt Biden family has received millions and millions of dollars from entities tied to the Chinese Communist Party. Everybody knows that. They try and hide it, and the fake news doesn't want to talk about it. Biden's pro-China economic program puts America last, and it's killing our country. My cutting-edge trade agenda will revitalize our economy by once again putting America first. And by the way, we'll get along very well with China. And you know what the reason is? They'll respect us again like they did just 2 years ago. We will quickly become a manufacturing powerhouse like the world has never seen before. Thank you very much.
Amen. Oh.
Showing up on the first page of Google?